mash up the dance floor. Mash up the dance floor, dance floor, mash up the dance floor. Mash up the dance floor, dance floor.
But now you still are in a situation now because you did go 1-2. You got to think you have to win out these last 2 games against Ball State and Cumberland, which should be doable. Ball State right now 0-4, losses to St. Clair, Maryville, Cumberland, and UTD.
Right.
So winnable game right now so far, and then obviously next week gonna have to finish up shop in our last regular season game of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge coming in through. I think if they can kind of secure a win today, kind of go above that threshold and just kind of finish out strong. They've played solid at that gauntlet, obviously coming off a very dominant win last week. I mean, playing, if I'm being honest, out of kind of how we expected. Like, we did not think they were going to play that well. We owed some apologies downstairs for sure.
Yeah, no, we did.
But there's also been a lot of changes as of recent. There's been a big update if you're living on a rock,
There's been a million changes with the team, the roster, the comps that they've been running all season, and now like every agent in the game just got nerfed. So I took a bunch of notes about like, on this map we like to play this, but now everything that I've studied is out the window.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's going to be roster changes on both sides of the court today. We're going to have Ball State roster changes. We're going to have Mountaineer roster changes. Who you thought played certain roles, they might switch. We don't really know.
Yeah. Just to emphasize this, here's the list of every agent that got nerfed this morning. Breach, Fade, Gecko, KO, Sova, Reyna, Waylay, Euro, Raze, Astro, Brimstone, Omen, Viper, Vise, Cypher, Killjoy, Deadlock, Stage. So I didn't say Sky, and I didn't say Jet.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, I might be missing 1 or 2, but it's like every single person.
It's practically every single person. I mean, Breach has been gutted. Dude, that was bad. Fade and Gecko have been kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say they haven't been gutted, but they're much worse.
Well, this has fundamentally changed how the game has played. 100%. I don't want, we don't have the time to go through like every change to every hero. I think what we'll probably do is like when we see the comps, we don't know I have no idea what they're going to play, but whenever we see the comps, we will kind of go in a little bit more on the heroes that were chosen and how they've been changed. But it's a lot less util spam. Almost every flash cooldown, like stun cooldowns, all those got increased significantly.
Yeah.
Like 50% increase in time cooldown for things like Fault Line, Sova Dart, stuff like that, Fade Haunt, a ton of things. It's kind of a little bit more like, well, when this game was first come out, it was kind of compared to, Overwatch and Counter.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a combination of the two, and now with everything that's changed around, like, this is fundamental changes to how the game's going to be played, hitting a lot more towards Counter-Strike than Overwatch with kind of the reduced kind of utility spam, things like that.
100%. And I mean, overall, I don't mind the changes. Like, I think a refresh is always kind of fun. Some people might not love it, because, like, I guess you could have the mindset of, like, it's been like this for a while. Why are we suddenly changing so much, like, randomly? Like, what's going on? A new agent literally just came out, and now we're having basically every other agent also change, like Valorant 2.
Yeah, the timing's interesting because, I sometimes I'll scroll on Reels and be like, it's my first game back on Valorant in a year, and it's just
it's everything going on
20 times. So it's like, and that's been a thing for a while. Like, that's been a joke for a long time. Almost like since the game came out. It's like average Valorant lobby, and it's just like
every
8 different color flashes on your screen at all times. So this is something that they've probably been thinking about for a long time. The timing, I can only think of like, because VCT just ended.
I would say it's very much so heavy on the VCT timing for sure.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the most likely candidate. But so just about every agent got nerfed with their cooldowns. Pearl and Abyss got some tweaks.
Yep.
But the gun changes I think are really interesting. Again, I said they're kind of moving towards a little bit more like Counter-Strike, and one of the differences between Counter-Strike and Valorant is spraying.
Yeah.
In Valorant, it's almost all kind of burst or tap fires. You don't really ever want to spray. And Bulldog, Phantom, and Vandal all got buffs to their sprays.
Yeah. And, I mean, we're going to see, I think, tighter spreads also kind of across the board. You're kind of, I wouldn't say leaning into like a spray meta because that's not like a thing.
Yeah.
But you are having a little more freedom on, if you do choose to spray, you'll have that ability. Obviously, you still have to aim and control your recoil, but the randomness of that has been negated heavily. And you have Like you said, I guess you can call them buffs. Buffs to like, I think the Stinger got a bit of a buff. The Spectre got a tighter spread. The Phantom, the
Stinger,
Vandal.
I think Stinger spread got increased.
Okay.
Spectre spread got decreased. Vandal, Phantom, and Bulldog all had their yaw, which is the stat that Valorant uses. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's how quickly the gun swaps horizontal recoil from one side to another. So that got decreased.
Yep.
So I think your point about like the freedom of how you take your gunfights, I think that's definitely been increased. Again, a little bit more similar to Counter-Strike, where if you want to tap, you can tap. If you want to burst, you can burst. If you want to spray, if you're at an appropriate distance, you are going to be able to spray. I don't know if we're going to see any of that today because, like, players like on this Mountaineer team, like they have, I doubt they've practiced spraying like ever.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, honestly, no one's had any time to scrim this. Like, there's not been. Yeah, this came out today. Like 10 a.m.? I mean, the Valorant guys have been downstairs for a while trying to scrim and trying to like. I assume they've been sitting in a Discord call for the past 6 hours, just kind of debating what they're going to change with their strategies. Something's going to change because a lot of times see players like Excite on the Fade, on the Sova. Both of those have been nerfed, and now you don't have as much information as you once would have. You have maybe one dart around, and that's just not really that useful. When you'll get
dart cooldown went from 40 to 60 seconds.
Yeah, which is
50% increase.
Crazy.
On the website, it talks about how initiators are intended to be like go-to agents. So I think they are kind of wanting to be like, you send the dart and you go.
Yeah.
Like it's not you send a dart and then you just kind of play for info off that, and then you can kind of just reset, wait, maybe rotate across to another site, and then by the time you're there, you have another dart available.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But we are going to send it to a real quick break. We'll be right back though. Don't go anywhere. Valorant very, very soon.
We're back. All right. West Virginia versus Ball State. We've talked about patch note changes, fundamental changes across the game, and we'll go through more of that once we see the agents that are actually picked. I want to talk a little bit about playoff implications. There's 2 weeks left in this season. Mountaineers are currently sitting 4th place in Super Conference. Now, it is important to note, every team from Super Conference gets an auto-qualify into the into the playoffs, which wouldn't matter for West Virginia right now. But of the 8 teams that will auto-qualify for Super Conference, of the there are 8 teams, right? Are there
7
8
teams.
Yeah.
Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. There's 7.
There's 7? Okay. So, of those 7 teams, only seeds 1 through 6 get preferred seeding in the playoffs. So, whoever ends up as a 7 seed is going to have to kind of...
Which is probably going to be Ball State.
I would assume so. So, best case scenario for the Mountaineers.
Right.
Obviously, I'm going to assume that they're going to win out. Ball State, they play Ball State and then they play Cumberland. Cumberland has not been bad at all this year.
No.
Ball State did take a map off of Cumberland. Cumberland is currently 3-2. They're actually ahead of the Mountaineers right now in the schedules. They have wins over UTD, Ball State, and St. Clair. They obviously did lose to Winthrop and to Maryville, so they have just their one more match against the West Virginia. So that's going to kind of be a huge exciting match in terms of playoff seedings. Yeah. The 2 seed is available for the Mountaineers if Maryville falls off a cliff in these last 2 games.
Right.
But they're not going to do that because
No.
the 3 seed is probably the most likely outcome. A win against Ball State means assuming Maryville doesn't fall apart, which they're not going to.
I don't think so.
Probably.
Probably.
And
most likely.
And I think even if Winthrop is currently first at 5-0, even if Winthrop falls apart, they have the tiebreaker over the Mountaineers because they beat them head-to-head. Winthrop's 4-0 right now. So the 1 seed's out of the question. The 2 seed's pretty much out of the question unless Maryville, I don't know, like their power goes out or something.
Yeah, they have to for some reason forfeit one of their players, just like broke their entire setup and they can't do anything. I don't know.
Something
just
would have
insanely
to happen for
tragic
Maryville.
happened.
They play UTD and St. Clair. St. Clair's looked awful. Maryville dog walked St. Clair in Division 1. UTD has not looked too good this season. They did beat Ball State, but that's about it. So if West Virginia can take care of business tonight against Ball State, your game next week against Cumberland will be for the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be pretty huge for playoff implications because obviously if you're the 3 seed, you're going to be on the opposite side of that 1 seed in bracket, which is going to be Winthrop, who's been really, really good. They're 4-0 in NACE. I think they're I had the record in Division 1 pulled up. I think they're 4-1 in Division 1 too. Like they've been absolutely dominating.
They've been very good so far.
Yes,
they're 4-1.
They're 4-1. Obviously, Winthrop and Maryville, you kind of got to pick your poison. They're both going to be tough matchups no matter what.
They are.
No matter when you play them. So, but I do think West Virginia getting that 3 seed could be huge.
It could be.
And it's all out in front of them. They control 100%. Their own destiny.
They do, and I think it's very plausible for them to obviously take the win against Ball State today, but more importantly, take the win next week as well to close out the season. And that win next week,
it's going to be a great season finale.
It would be. A win over Cumberland would be a humongous win. I think if they do end up losing that game, it is definitely a sore loss. Like that is not going to be. I wouldn't say it's a team that that would not a matchup like, oh, you got to win this. Like if you lose, like what are we doing? It's just a matchup that you should. You just need to win that. I don't know.
It'll be tough. I think Ball State will be. I think if West Virginia can roll through Ball State like a lot of other, it's a perfect example. St. Clair and Maryville both swept Ball State.
Yes.
Yeah, Cumberland did drop a game. If West Virginia can win this in like a fashion where they did last week in St. Clair, which again, still shocked that happened. Absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
If they can do that again this week, then I think that they're going to have all the confidence that they need to roll into next week and to get that final win, end up 4-2 on the season. That will be on a week from today.
Yep.
A week from next Wednesday against Cumberland at 8:30, same time. We have a busy schedule next week. We have a lot of Rocket League next week. We have a Monday stream, which doesn't happen very often.
No.
Monday stream, main roster is going to go against Cumberland, and then we have another Rocket League triple header on Tuesday.
Yep. Lot of Rocket League kind of going on. I mean, we have, like you said, 4 Rocket League games in the span of 2 days, so that's going to be very, very interesting to say the least.
And our last regular season stream, I believe, will be October 28th. So that is not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Yep.
And that will be Lotus against East Tennessee State, who has been really good in that division so far. So we don't have we have a really busy next week, and then we don't got a ton left.
Yeah, I mean, we're already
This
kind
season
of.
has come and gone pretty quickly.
It really has. I mean, I feel like it just started like a week ago, but we are already getting into the thick of it and getting into the bread and butter, I guess, of the season here. But like I said, Mountaineers can take a confident win over Ball State, which I do believe they're going to. If I had to give a prediction, I'm going to give a 2-0. If you can sweep St. Clair like you did last week, you can sweep Ball State because St. Clair swept Ball State. So that should be 2 + 2 = 4 right there. But then going into next week, a little bit more.
I really do wish I could believe it was that simple with this team.
I do. I really do. I think against, maybe it's not that simple against like a team like Winthrop, and you're like, okay, maybe I could see us losing that game, like sorry, not Winthrop, Cumberland. That game could go either way. I do think if they play like they did against St. Clair, they will take that. But we'll only have to see. I mean, today's going to be a really good testify to see if they are playing at the same caliber they did last week against arguably an even lower caliber team in Ball State. And there's also a lot of changes happening or have happened. So that's going to also kind of mix up everything as well. Certain teams are definitely going to adjust and adapt to those better than others. Hopefully the Mountaineers adapt to the best. We'll see how that happens. Because a lot of players, they get really comfortable in a certain role or they comfortable with a certain agent, and then that agent is now gutted and you can't play them anymore. And you're what do I do now?
That's kind of it's the looming shadow over all this pregame and all the analysis that we're trying to do right now about like how they've looked, how they're going to look. What they have to do is we have no idea what the game looks like right now.
Not at all.
Literally not. So we're going to see perhaps some different comps here as we're going to head on.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Ascent for this first map. The maps are going to be Ascent, Bind, and then Lotus will be the decider. Western is going to start on defense for this first map, go to attack on Bind, and then defense for the decider on Lotus if need be. But so far, Sage is going to be locked in. Sage is going to be locked in. That is definitely new. Haven't seen a ton of Sage, but other than that, Killjoy, Omen, Sova, Jet, not typical Western bread and butter, but Dinks on the Jet we've seen before. Obviously, Excite on that Sova. We've seen plenty of times. Skuk on the Omen. That's his staple. And be going Chamber.
I will say, I'm very interested to see. So we are going to see the deadlock. We are going to see the KJ. A little surprised we're not seeing maybe a Sage over deadlock on the side of Ball State here. I do believe, as of right now, probably Sage is a better option. You do have that concussed nerf.
Sage got
deadlock.
Sage got nerfed the least.
100%. Ooh, Excite is locking in Sova. That's something I did not think we were going to see. Actually, they are sticking to the Sova though.
Yeah. So Sova just got his dart nerfed.
He did. 20 seconds.
Sova's dart went from 40 to 60 seconds. Sage got her barrier nerfed, nerf might be strong. It's more of a rework, I guess, than nerf. The cost got reduced, 400 to 300 credits. The fortification delay, so got reduced from 3.3 seconds to 2 seconds. So that's like when she puts it up and it's very breakable for those first 3.5 seconds. Now that's gone down to 2 seconds, and then each segment of the wall's health got nerfed from 800 to 600. So her wall is a little bit more vulnerable now, but it is cheaper.
Yeah, and I think overall, I don't think that's like a nerf nor a buff. It's just kind of a change.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see, A67 haven't really seen him, ever play Sage. So it's going to be very interesting how it's going to kind of adapt and kind of come into this play style. And then obviously Dinks back on the Jet. I mean, is this, this is 2022? Like what is going on right now? This is some 2023. I actually don't know the exact year that was going on, but I wasn't here. But regardless.
Choosing Jet over the Yoru. I did mention Jet was not touched. Yoru got touched a lot.
Yeah.
Yoru has been significantly changed. One of those changes being no longer able to throw his flashes when he's inside of his ult, which is obviously huge for Yoru TikTok players who like to do that.
Oh, yeah. Gmungus. We are going to see an immediate kind of flood out here from Ball State, already kind of getting on a site, and little TP from behind will get taken up by Guk. Big trades going on inside now. 4v2 for the Mountaineers. Killjoy will be trying to take this hell advantage. It'll be Fraggleton down low, switching to the Ghost. The Sheriff from Dink sitting up top, lingering and waiting. Only 6 bullets here to work with. His teammate Omen trying to maybe wait for a smoke to come back up. Only 2 seconds there. Might try to smoke off Garden here. We're going to have to see. He will. Now kind of Joe, a big right click from Rebo there, taking down the enemy Sage. Not working in the favor there for the Mountaineers. Nice blind going up top to heaven.
That blind was changed. It moves faster now.
It does.
Blind and Fraggleton finds a pick onto his site. And now 4v2 turned into a 2v2 for the Mountaineers, but Inox finds one with the Sheriff. A 2v1 now. They do not have the information. Now they do. Rebo finds Stinks a 1v1 here left for Inox.
Big moment for Inox here, and the Sheriff does the job. 2-tap to the body. Will take care of business. The Mountaineers will take this first pistol round. Huge for them here.
That's one of the changes that I was kind of predicting with all the increased cooldown times for a lot of these abilities. You're not going to see as many fakes on site just because of how much time it's going to take to recoup those resources that you use on that. So we saw Ball State. They went to they got to A main. They used their cooldowns and they walked in. It obviously didn't work out for them. Western was able to win the round, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw much more of that. Especially last week against St. Clair, this Western team was taking its time on offense.
Oh yeah, they were very, very passive.
Absolutely, and with those, I mean, obviously, Excite on the Sova is a 20-second increase on that Sova Dart cooldown is going to make it a little bit harder to just kind of use that flippantly for recall for info at the start of the round. A great shot from Fraggleton. That's a great name too.
Fraggleton, yeah, elite name. B main not going the way there of Dinks. There's already one player down for the Mountaineers here. Spectre here in the hand of Guck. 4 players kind of trickling in here through A main. A big Paranoia could come through here the one way. I like not to use it. Paranoia, though, will come through. Can he get maybe a pick coming through? A nice Sage Wall splits him off. VSC goes down first. Now the Flood trying to come out from the entire Ball State roster, and it will work in their favor. Taking down both A players, and now the plant coming in from Phobos. Nice shock dart. What a shock dart.
But Excite falls. That's just Inox. I believe he might be able to get the jump on him here. Rebo does not have the information.
Yeah, and they have that Sheriff in the long range here. A lot of utility for Inox to work with here. He had that clutch last round. Can he pull it off again? Same exact scenario. Rebo kind of let them just kind of play down low, play hell. Can he get the one-tap? No, a little too high. Rebo finds his third. And Ball State takes a crucial round 2 victory there to tie this one up. That is a...
Mountaineers cannot convert their anti-eco there.
No, not at all.
That is not a mistake you want to be making as a league favorite. Been a common theme of kind of one of the points I've been trying to stress in this year is how the good teams that always win when they're supposed to win don't make those kind of mistakes. Now Western is going to fall early there. Now Ball State ties it up. Going to have a favorable bye as well.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, you know, Deng's kind of going down super early over here, you know, on B main. And that just kind of set the round already, not really in the Mountaineers' favor. Sovadart will be coming in, not going to get a scan off in time, though, and a nice pick there on to the Duelist. God of Arcadia going down in similar fashion to Deng's last round. And now Ball State already at a man disadvantage. Only a couple seconds into the round here.
Too much of like a trying to be cool name.
Yeah.
God of Arcadia. You're trying a little bit too hard
Yeah,
there.
I think you're doing too much.
Gotta be like Fraggleton.
Fraggleton's tough,
That's
dude.
just an elite name.
That is a very elite name.
Phobos and Rebo.
Almost
They
elite
have
as
some
Guck
good names,
107.
but God of Arcadia, I don't know. That guy thinks he's doing something.
Maybe he is. Big deadlock wall there. Coming in to try to split off this Mountaineer roster. They are going to elect to kind of rotate back as the spike is still currently in spawn. Deadlock going to be able to rotate and grab that thing. Maybe get a little bit of a B main push here. We're going to see Fraggleton and VSC kind of lurking out, trying to make something work here. Smoke will come in from the Omen. Getting off. Taking a big shot from Inox to take down the Odin. The one tap of the Sentry there. It is all up to Inox here. Mountaineers are able to kind of flood back onto the B side now, and Rebo gets 2 with the Phantom. Evens this one back out. Nice shot coming in from Excite. The wall bang finds Rebo. Phobos goes down as well. It is now all up to Fraggleton. He will plant on default here. He has had the gun advantage. Oh my goodness. Excite is clicking heads right now, and he will grab that Phantom and get the defuse. And that is a huge, another just kind of shouldn't have won it, but they do end up winning it type of round.
Absolutely. We saw how impactful that kill was early in A main because it forced Ball State to drop off, and then they had to wait so long to get those cooldowns back, and all of a sudden there's 30 seconds left. You have to enter the site. Inox is waiting there with the Sheriff, finds a one-tap onto the Odin player, and Wisher's able to convert. That's a massive round there for West Virginia to kind of make up for past mistakes.
100%, and we're going to see Excite now having his favorite toy.
Oh, Dinks. Oh, Dinks.
Oh, Dinks, the operator.
Oh, Dinks.
Excite and Dinks going back to true form.
Op and Odin, this is the type of Valorant that I love to see.
100%. This is beautiful right here. Varsity the shock dart once again, not going to find anybody there. Oh, actually, just tickle KJ's feet a little bit there. Excite finding a slight bit of value.
Fraggleton could not get out of the way. Quite in time.
Could be seeing a slight mid push here. We are going to see Rebo trying to walk over here on catwalk. Going to be running into A7 though over here. And Cubby, Sage Wall is down though. And a nice hiccup there on the Rebo. That's already the smoke player down here for BSU.
That's the
that
only
crucial one.
All-State rifle that they bought that round.
Yeah, that's a crucial
Falling
kill.
early in a place where it's going to be so hard for them to pick it up too.
Yes, kind of an aggressive take there from Rebo, especially when you're the only rifle player in. And a nice spray coming through. Almost finds God of Arcadia.
Have to be wary though.
Oh my goodness, God just taking down God of Arcadia immediately, but he will get snatched. A7 picking up BSC. One player on site here. It's just not really much they can do, and Phobos goes down. A7 finding his third. Can he get a fourth? No, Inox steals it from him, but the Mountaineers taking another solid round there. I do not like that play by Rebo at all, walking up catwalk, getting so aggressive, losing that rifle, and Ball State was all pistols from there on out, and just really didn't work.
Yeah, and then the Flood on the site committing the deadlock ult as well. Is able to find one, but really to kind of no avail. Didn't really help them at all in that round. I believe that was Guck on site that got caught, but he did his job by the time that ult snatched him. Such an infuriating ult to get hit by.
It is. You're just kind of helpless. Can't really do too much there.
And A77 could have shot him out, but I think it was baiting him. Not actually, but he's a really aggressive angle with this op.
Might work in his favor. Oh my goodness, Dinks. The flash just can't really stop him. He's a simply unstoppable man.
Shock dart.
Ooh, big shock dart. Yeah, huge.
You should run.
They're going to invest this KJ ultimate over here on B main. Smoke's not coming down on
Still
both
gonna
sides.
have to walk past this op from Dinks.
Yeah, I don't know.
The smoke will go down though.
Not really taking advantage of the KJ ulti. There's not really a lot of space being taken, in BSC's on the receiving end of the Dinks operator once again. Now the flood out here from BSU. They get one onto Inox. 4v3. Bomb is down. Phobos.
Phobos is in a spot here though. Western don't clear it. That could be disastrous for them.
Low coming up from A7. The log player is still alive and ready, and a nice concuss there by Phobos, and a nice head tap by A7, and that is going to be it. The Mountaineers swing right out, take 2 kills, and went on get this beautiful defuse. And I mean, Ball State there committing a lot to try to take that site, but just not really going in their favor. Once again, the operator by Dinks was too strong.
The instant impact of that operator right off the start of that round. Kills one through the blind from God of Arcadia, but it just sometimes that one timing is all you need. Especially with that jet depth, you can kind of afford to sit there for like half a second after you get blinded because you know they're going to swing, take your shot, and get out. And a fortuitous find there, the jet player. And then I think he either got one through the smoke as they're water flying out into the site, or he just popped out of the smoke and shot and then got back. I'm not entirely sure how, but they find another kill later in that run with the op as well. We don't see a ton of op buys from this Mountaineer team, but it's gotten a lot of value so far. And now Fraggleton has to call a timeout.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of making sense here. I mean, 0-5 for 2 Ball State players, God of Arcadia and VSC.
That's just what you like when you name yourself God of Arcadia and you go 0-5. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
We need a better performance for the Aura Max name, admittedly here. But Fraggleton, I mean, 5-5. You know, that's very very Fraggleton thing to do.
That's why you name yourself Guck, which is just such a cool name, and you just get 7 assists.
Yeah, it's the Guck 107.
Yeah, you're just Guck 107. About that.
I do love the keeping of the numbers.
And I bet if you go to tracker.gg and you type in God of Arcadia, there's like 20 different people.
There's only one Guck 107.
Yeah, you type in Guck 107, you know who you're getting.
100%.
You type in Dinks, you know who you're getting. Excite, there might be a couple Excites. I'm not sure.
Probably a couple Excites, maybe.
He was the first though.
He was the first and the best. Let's be real.
Of course. No one can use an Odin like this Excite.
No, not at all. No one's this excited to watch either.
Is he gonna push through this?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Thanks. Stop. I don't like to stay despite the dash kind of running out here and a nice scan coming through and he does hit him in the foot.
Hit the leg. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Very lucky break from Phobos. Only a stinger to work with and he takes an op shot to the kneecap.
Phobos should be thanking his lucky stars right now that somehow hit his knee or his shin or something.
Yeah, he will not be walking around for the next couple of days, I'll tell you that.
Western has backed off quite a bit. They no longer have mid control, but Ball-State doesn't realize that.
This is probably the slowest push we've seen from Ball State all match long. I mean, now we're going to see this Sage Wall kind of finding a lot of value. The whole Ball State team kind of just now letting it maybe explode out onto the side here. It's going to be exactly what's going to happen with the Excite.
Oh
Sova ultimate finds two. Can they get a third one? No. But the value is there. And this is going to be so difficult right now to try to rotate out. And Ace7 getting the kill onto Rebo. A very aggressive teleport. Not going his way. Now the Odin is in its prime territory. These walls are made of nothing but paper mache. And the Mountaineers are feasting right now.
That's... MVP to that round, though, goes to Ace7. That slow orb. And then the call out to Excite to use that Hunter's Fury. Picked up two of the freest kills you're ever going to see. 8-3 and 3 for Ace7 on a hero that we've literally never seen him play before. He does have that res available. And you got... How do you want to use this res if you're the Mountaineers? A lot of times, I don't mind just like resing up, like someone like Dinks just save that really expensive weapon as well. Like sometimes even if you win the round, it's worth to kind of res your op player just so you don't have to leave $5,000 on the ground. But with how much money that the Mountaineers have, is that even worth it? Look at this angle from Dinks.
Oh my goodness!
He's just walking out on mid.
Yeah, Dinks is just getting active, simply stated right now, and he does able to kind of get back. Does get bolted a little bit there, but able to retreat back slightly in this mid control. Is just coming through like something so easily here, and the Mountaineers just economy is. I mean, oh my goodness, that is not fair. Dinks takes one out over on B main. Entire BSU team, though, is now rotating over onto this A side, and the Mountaineers are kind of caught in wind of that as well.
It's the slow orbs again, too. Have been so valuable from A77.
Yeah, not a single Mountaineer player on this A side, though. Dimensional Rift is going to come through. Get a lot of intel coming through. God of Arcadia, what are we doing?
What are we doing? That's just the kind of play that you make if your name's God of Arcadia.
I really hate the name.
It's just not a good name.
This ain't no Mantas TI.
Like, no flame, but, like, come on. Is it at least ironic, or like, do you actually think you're like the coolest person on the planet?
I think it's ironic.
30 seconds.
All right. Well,
what is Arcadia?
You should get somewhere. I don't know. I don't know.
Post
is it like Latin for using your ult and then coming out of your ult in front of 3 people?
It could be that could be the method. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess you can't throw flashes in Euro anymore, and you can't like, use any of your abilities in Euro anymore. So
well, I think they had oh my goodness, they had the Lear coming out. The Wine player does find one on the duck and almost gets another one, and he will. Excite goes down as well. Don't think we need to get this aggressive right now, guys. Inox though does take him out. Revenge for his boys there, and it is now all Rebo just trying to save this Phantom.
I don't hate Western getting aggressive there and trying to find those last kills just because of how much money they have.
Oh, that is very, very true.
They can't afford to lose a couple guns because of how broke Ball State is and how a lot of these Mountaineer players are kind of rolling in it, you could say.
That is very true.
Thinks has enough to buy one of his teammates with an op in hand and still come out with 6,000 creds. So
disgusting.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot. And this op has gotten... I mean, it's been only 4 kills from Dinks, but they have all come at such impactful times in the round. It looks like he's going to head back towards mid, and a little bit more passive this round, watching top mid for a second before dropping back. Going to rotate towards that A site.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see where the Sova Dart lineup's going to go. I'm assuming he has this kind of calculated out.
This one.
I do not know this one, I'm going to be honest. Going to like not to use it. The BSU once again kind of just working out their options. Sova Dart will come out from VSC there. Not a lot of money, though. Once again, Draggleton ring left with Sheriff, Phobos with a Stinger, 2 rifles, and a bulldog. I mean, it's a rifle, but you know, it's like a fake rifle.
That Sova drone causes a halt in that ball state mid twitch. Look like now they're gonna try and walk up again, but now that Omen smoke has dissipated. They are now no longer safe from catwalk.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm, you know, ball state here, I'm fearing that dink stop as I walk up through mid. We're gonna see alarm bot will be taken out pretty swiftly there. The Omen. Gonna get a little utility down. A big Killjoy ultimate coming in here from Inox. They're gonna have to either flood onto site and try to destroy it, or they're gonna try to maybe do something here. Phobos finds one with the Stinger. Excite gets one. The trade comes back through. The lockdown is destroyed by the Hunter's Fury. I don't think VSC knows there's one boathouse. Oh my goodness. Guk 107 finds one onto Catwalk, and Excite cleans it up with the Odin. Once again, the Ball State team just kind of flooding onto site and just getting mercilessly gunned down.
Yeah, this this has been kind of brutal so far. Excited just kind of been locking down this B side. I do like the KGO from Inox, obviously, is going to force out that Hunter's Fury from VSC every single time. And then he just put Ball State in a weird spot. Like, do we wait and kind of back up and wait for VSC to break that Killjoy, or do we flood on the site? They chose the flood option. It did not work out well for them. Now, Western Ult Economy still looking good, obviously. 3 off of that, another Hunter's Fury from site. Do still have that res. They haven't obviously needed it at all yet. And that's a whiffed Deadlock ult from Phobos.
Yeah, Guk kind of barely getting out of that one alive. We're seeing a bit of a split attack, though, coming from BSC. Not something I don't think we've seen all series long. Oh my goodness, this is drones catch him. No, it does.
Oh, he did. Almost disastrous there for Ball State.
Yeah, they are going to be able to grab this orb over here on B main, but this operator is still looking down like a lion.
Into the op. Spike still in B main. They get tagged, though. I got to imagine there's going to be a rotate out, but it's not going to be enough. Dink swings at the perfect time. Spike drops for a second, but quickly picked up by VSC, and now Ball State. 50 seconds left to form a plan here. Look at where Inox is.
Yeah, just kind of walking all the...
What?
Oh my goodness!
God of Arcadia!
VSC does get the trade there. We'll be able to take out Inox, but the damage has kind of already been done. There's only 34 seconds remaining here for BSC to try to flood out onto a site. It's going to be a site. A 4v3 here for them. Rebo. Oh my goodness. Going to shot at this moment by A77 at the very last second. And the flood out onto Garden. They're going to be blinded, though. A77 cleans up the rest. And BSU... I've been saying BSC a lot, haven't I? BSU is just in absolute shambles right now.
I mean, we can't be 0-9, can we?
That is pretty rough. He's looking
I don't want to keep ragging on the guy, but when you decide to make that your name, and then you go 0-9 and you whiff like that, I can't just say nothing.
He's changing his name after this broadcast. He is going home. He's hopping on his... I hope he doesn't have like the changer.
Nobody send this VOD to God of Arcadia. Don't do that.
Isn't there like a... Oh my goodness, Dinks getting one onto Phobos. And that is already a player down here from BSU. I mean, that is an immediate...
I think it's like almost all of his op kills except for one have been the first blood in the round.
Yeah, I mean, he's
and we talked about
so
like
much value.
He only has, I think, like probably 6 kills. But I have first blood probably. Oh, wow.
That was a
first kill of the game, and it's that fluky from God of Arcadia.
Strong Guardian there. I mean, that is some high caliber bullets if I've ever seen them myself. And God of Arcadia will get taken out swiftly by Guk. Try to get a little aggressive there on mid. Rebo is like a single health, and Inox will take down Fraggleton. The KJ diff coming through here on B main and is now all up to VSC. Only a Guardian to his name, and oh goodness, Excite.
Excite's back on his home turf. The B-side descent, the Sova with the Odin.
Do it.
Oh my goodness, is he
do it?
Just
Rebo's kind of trying to walk up mid here. Excite will take down VSC over here on main. And now it is all up to Rebo with a Stinger and maybe 2 health.
A rude awakening. Just waiting for him over on Catwalk and Tree. Oh, that's what that is. Like Tree.
Yeah,
Catwalk?
Tree Catwalk. Yeah.
Rebo's gonna take another timeout. Ball State taking their second timeout of the half already.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just gone from bad to worse. They got that one round on the anti-eco
That was a
for
big
the
round for them.
Mountaineers. That was a big round, but they obviously have not been able to convert anything out of it.
I mean, I would like to say, like, looking at the KDs here on this Mountaineer roster, not a single person below 500. Every single person contributing in insane ways.
At a 2 KD, which is
this
nuts.
is absolutely crazy right now for this team. Excite almost has a 3.0. The Odin has been working wonders for him as of right now.
The Op's been working.
Everything's been working, and they're clicking on all
Sheriffs
cylinders.
have been working for Inox on that round, on that third round. Like, kind of the pivotal round so far this half was that third round when Balsay had the full by Western and just had pistols and a couple of Inox headshots and Excite headshot, I believe, at the end of that round. Was enough to kind of completely swing this half in the favor of the Mountaineers. And Dink's 7-2. That 2 is super notable because he's getting those early picks with the op, and then here Dink's into the entire Balsay team, and they do not want to go anywhere near him for the rest of the round.
Yeah, I mean, he is a bad omen right now. I mean, he's just...
Oh, I get that.
Was that funny?
I got it. It was fine. It was pretty good.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
That's one of your better jokes.
Thank you. I worked on that one for a while. You know, I was really ruining it in my head. But we're gonna see the full setup here from Inox. I mean, another kind of broken buy here from BSU. The slow orb will be coming out over here on B main. It is only Rebo though. Oh goodness, Excite. Already getting that Odin spray coming through, and I mean, there's a very heavy B presence here for the Mountaineers, but the split attack is still coming through once again for BSU. They're electing to put 3 over here on A main, but an entire KJ setup is waiting for them.
Well, this double Senti setup with the Sage and with the Killjoy, the Scent is already a map that's kind of towards the defense-sided, and this might just be too powerful for... Oh, God of Arcadia has an op.
Oh, goodness. When did he get an operator? I think he didn't. I'm pretty sure that was... I think that was...
That was Dink shooting.
It was like, whoa. How did they afford that? That's some tax fraud. Something's not being put down on the bracket there. Regardless, though,
someone's not reporting all their income.
Yeah, like there's some shady activities going on here. VSC is kind of all alone right now over on B main, but Rebo has actually been able to kind of walk up somehow. I don't think... Oh, never mind. Guck caught wind pretty early on, and he takes down Rebo.
Uses ult to get back to back sight there, but... No matter, Guck finds his third of the round, and they know just where he is. The Odin spray is there. He gets blinded, though, by his own teammate. Guck blinded his teammate so he can get the 4th kill.
Looking down at his body is crazy. Looking at the damage he caused.
Wow. And
then pops the ult, because why not? Because why not? Guck does what he wants.
Yeah, Guck skyrockets to the top of the leaderboard now. It's 14, 6, and 10.
I cannot... What did he say? I cannot count. I don't think he actually meant to do that, I believe. I think he thought it was the last round. He was wrong.
Yeah, well, I think he's trying to save face.
Maybe.
I think he knew. This guy plays enough Valorant. I think he knows. I think he knows what adds up to 12 and what doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think Ball State has had a single full buy in maybe 10 rounds. I don't know.
The only one they've kind of had a full buy was...
Like the 3rd or 4th round. They had like full rifles.
Well, they've had a couple, but it just hasn't really mattered. Western has used their ults really wisely this game to kind of counteract those full buys with just overwhelming utility.
God of Arcadia.
Where are you looking?
He does tend to blind himself there a little bit more, and oh my goodness, Enoch is the king of mid right now.
He's on for 5. He's on. Oh yeah, he's getting after it.
Get in there.
He's getting after it. He's got to know where he is. Oh, he's gonna get pinched though, is he?
No
Enox.
He knows.
Enox. One more.
Yes.
Absolutely. 5 headshots.
Goodness gracious, this man is on an absolute tear right now. Enox hopping on the KJ, making his presence known, skyrocketing above Guck.
It was Excite for a round, then Guck told it with the 4K, and then Enox comes to with the ace and takes home that top spot. Jinx is still 7-2, which he was like 4 rounds ago. Again, just the fear factor there.
Yeah,
West Virginia, obviously, 11-1 seems like a lot, but we've seen this team choke some pretty big leads before, so nothing is over until it's over, and now they are going to have to move over to that less advantaged side. It's going to be a pretty heavy B stack here so far for the Mountaineers at the start of this round with 1 sheriff in the hand of Inox.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a crucial... If Ball State wants any chance of trying to crawl back in this game, this pistol round has got to go their way, because if it doesn't, it is basically all but over. Recon Bolt will get a little bit of reveal there.
Things have gone really fast at mid. There's actually Rebo's on the flank already. Does find A77, is able to live for now. Excite finds one, Inox finds another. One from bad doors here from Ball State. Rebo finds a second kill though. He's keeping them alive so far, but Excite with the shock dart. Takes one out, 3-2 for the Mountaineers. Both Ball State players over towards mid. Raglan's just going to swing through the smoke, and Excite finds 4 in the round. God of Arcadia able to find a pick on a Dinks, but it just does not matter. And now guess who's back in leaderboard? Oh, no, never mind. Inox got his one there.
He did. He's remaining. The crown is on his head still.
Able to stave off that 4K from Excite. And now another anti-Ecoron for the Mountaineers, but they were not able to convert, obviously, in that first half. Their one round lost in that entire first half. Then try and change that here and get out here with a 13-1 victory here on Ascent. With the new comps, early returns are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking basically all but over here for Ball State here on Ascent. They are going to have to be a forced buy. I mean, kind of all you have to do here. A bunch of Stingers and 2 Sheriffs and a Dream. Sometimes the Mountaineers kind of taking out site control pretty swiftly here. Fraggleton will go down.
That's already 4 Mountaineer players on site with Gok lurking with the Judge, finds 2. Can he find the... He's going to knife him. No, he's not. VSC finds the knife kill onto Gok, but it doesn't matter. Dinks comes through. Finds the last kill of the game. 13-1. The Mountaineers dominate.
Yeah, I mean, a completely dominant performance there. Absolutely insane. Gok 107 does take that top crown back from Inox by 6 combat score.
51, though.
What?
51 combat score.
Don't look at me.
It's just... Maybe...
Go ahead.
Sometimes you just need a rebrand.
You think this is time? Is this one of those moments?
Might be time for rebrand.
What do you think? I don't know. Regardless, though, we are going to send it to a really quick break as we get ready here for map 2. So don't go anywhere. Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back. We are here for map 2 on Bind. Just kidding. We are going to see some interesting comp changes. We have Mountaineers kind of dominate St. Clair on Bind. Last week we had the notorious Excite on Reyna, which I think we might see again today, if I had to take a guess.
Who knows? Well, Reyna did, obviously, just like everyone, get some big changes. Her ult got changed a lot just because of how stims are changed now. So stims are now, everything that is a stim is now gives the same boost. So things like Brimstone, Reyna, all things. All right, so the reload time, for Reyna's ult, it was 25%, now it's 10%. Fire rate increase, it was 15%, now it's 10%. Weapon draw speed reduced from 25 to 10%, and then weapon recovery speed increased, reduced weapon recovery speed increase from 25 to 10%. There's a lot of numbers that changed.
Yeah.
So Reyna's ult is not as strong anymore. And the Lear did get nerfed.
I was going to say the Lear is a big
HP.
nerf. Now it's one tap with a Vandal, which is crazy. Which is going to be very interesting to play because, I mean, obviously, you're kind of just playing like aim labs at that point. You just kind of see the orb, you kind of flick up to it and flick back. I mean, if you've been hitting your scatter shot, if you've been hitting your, I forgot what the actual thing is called, but like the 3x3 grid, it's all the different balls. You flick around.
On aim labs?
Yep.
I don't know what that's called either.
Spider shot? I don't know. It's like one of those things. Regardless, though, if you've been hitting that, you're going to be in a really good spot. But Excite has been dominating on that right, and we saw him last week. I mean, I think he did he get an ace with Empress? He got really close. If he didn't, he didn't. Okay, he got very close to an ace on Empress.
But he played really well. We mentioned it during the broadcast, and then he actually told me after the broadcast, he was like, they're kind of playing this a little bit more like ranked. And then I talked to him after the match. He was like, I was just swinging everything,
just having fun, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, that level of confidence can be dangerous for a player that obviously has that type of skill. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Reyna again, despite the nerfs. Raze nerfed. Raze is now vulnerable to slows while in midair from whenever she launches in with her blast pack. She can be hit by a slow. So that can be pretty significant. Obviously, Raze is kind of the go-to duelist on Bind. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still saw Raze, but obviously, I would kind of be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised by anything at this point. So.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's one of those maps where, with all the most recent changes, it's gonna be like there's always kind of a certain meta you kind of run with Bind, and you kind of always have that Raze, you always have that Brimstone, you always have usually some sort of heavy trap Cincy, whether it be a Cypher or a KJ. But with the Cypher gutting, I mean, you might see a KJ. You could even see a Sage for all I really know. Maybe try to wall off showers or something like that. But I don't really know. I mean, we just had a really big game from ACA7 on that Sage, excuse me. So we could see something similar here, or we could see something completely different. We really have no idea. I mean, I did not think we were going to see the Sova coming out, but we did. So we could see maybe Fade coming out now. Who knows? I know I don't.
I would say things I'm least expecting to see. Breach
is a no.
Breach got kind of gutted.
Yeah, Breach's Cypher's a no. Hard no.
His flash did get buffed, but his ult got with decreased. It did go from 9 to 8 ult point cost. So that can be something. His fault line did get nerfed. Obviously, that cooldown, another 50% increase on cooldowns.
Yep.
Vise, there's like paragraphs of Vise changes.
The Vise changes are wild.
Arc changed, Sheer changed, Razor Vine changed, Steel Guard. And then Cypher, as you said. Cypher, historically, whenever his tripwire isn't like a guaranteed kill, has never been that strong. So I, again, would probably guess we don't see a Cypher. It looks like no Cypher so far. We are going to see Excite back on that Reyna. A77 on the Sky, which we did mention. Sky was one of the very few characters that was not touched at all. Inox and Reba both on Viper, who got nerfed just slightly. Some of her Decay got nerfed, but again, not as significant as some of the other changes that we've seen. And we are going to see things lock in that Raze.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, to be expected. I am a little surprised on the Gecko from Fraggleton coming out here. But Gecko did receive some pretty handy-dandy nerfs.
Gecko got a lot of nerfs as well.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think this roster from the Mountaineers here is kind of to be expected. We're going to see that right now. We're going to see the Sky, the Viper, the Brimstone, the Raze. It's pretty standard coming through. But Clove, Fade and a Gecko and a Waylay is definitely a little bit out of pocket, I would say, for a map like Bind.
This is kind of more what I expected. I didn't expect to see a ton of mirror comps.
Yeah.
Just because there's been so little time for teams to prepare. They probably only tried a couple things throughout the day because obviously these changes came out today, and they're probably just going to kind of roll with what they've seen so far and what they like. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it is just kind of comfort picks. But this is, I believe, a complete comp swap for both teams. No return agents at all from last match, which even though obviously Ascent and Bind are two different maps and you play them differently, most of the time you are going to see some semblance, kind of some similarities there on the comp, but obviously not this time. Fraggleton,
oh my goodness,
both kick one. He's going to be able to find a trade. He's going to need to find one more, and he does. Finds a second headshot on the God of Arcadia. Now 3v3 here for the Mountaineers with E77 and Fraggleton both super low.
And this is a very crucial pistol round here for the Mountaineers, and a grenade will save the life there of Dinks. They're able to rotate back now. They're trying to get a little explosive on the B side, but Rebo is kind of waiting here back sight for them. Not a lot of health to work with for Dinks or A77.
A lot of low players on both sides right now.
Inox kind of needs to go big here, and he will find one on the VSC. There's a lot of utility already down here for BSU. Fraggleton and Rebo, the last two remaining players. A77, not a lot of health, and he will go down. Dinks, 21 health of his own. Inox taking a very aggressive angle downside, and Rebo will take him out. It is now all up to Dinks, and no! Fraggleton, with 10 health remaining, will get the defuse with the wingman. And that is a humongous pistol round win here for BSU.
Yeah, looking a lot better than they did just a few minutes ago on Ascent. Finding this pistol round win is obviously going to be massive. And now they're going to have their first anti-eco chance so far this match. It's going to be some Spectres, which I'm not surprised to at all after that buff. Arcadia going to pick up that one, maybe go to that Bulldog, which again, the Bulldog post buff, I'm interested to see how that looks. He's going to test out the spray there. Sorry, that's a stinger. But I am interested to see if we do see the Bulldog picked up more on kind of those like half buy rounds, maybe instead of a Guardian, just because of the buff to its spray.
Yeah, I mean, the spray buffs are really crucial, in all honesty. Like, I think they're maybe taken a little bit, maybe underestimated how much that will change the dynamic of a lot of gunfights, especially in a game that hasn't really had that big of a change on the gunplay too much. And Dinks will satchel in and find God of Arcadia. VSC will get that trade, though, pretty quickly afterwards. The Sheriff.
Look at the tag on a VSC.
My goodness.
And then Excite finds the rest. Wow, what a fortunate tag there from the Sheriff. And now Western once again has this B site. Try and go for the plant. Spot Rebo. Finding Phobos, Reball, Fraggleton all fall in quick succession. Mountaineers. Now it's the Mountaineers' time to win their eco round. Now it's kind of the roles have been reversed so far from Ascent. Now, is Ball State going to run off the next 12 rounds?
Yeah, that's the question, because if the roles are truly reversed, the Mountaineers are taking one more, maybe two more rounds max, and that'll be all she wrote. But I do kind of like this Excite Outlaw play. I actually really like that.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen him kind of pop off a lot with an Outlaw beforehand, and especially on a map like Bind when he's playing Reyna, this man seems to just kind of get in his bag and just make things happen that never really should. We're going to see a nice kind of doll coming out here, get a little bit of intel here on the Showers. Phobos and God of Arcadia both playing there very tight, nice hawk in, trying to get a pick there. God of Arcadia get a little spray through, get a little too aggressive though, and he will be taken down by the Sheriff of Dinks. They kind of know this player is close right here into Showers. The Boombot will come out, maybe a flash as well. No, they do not know. Phobos takes down Dinks with a nice place headshot.
But the TP from Rebo is absolutely massive, and now 4v2 here for Ball State. And as Excite falls as well, it's going to be Duck all on his lonesome with this newly buffed Bulldog. And he finds some magic. Finds one, finds two.
No.
Oh, but he just gets timing there. VSC picks up the Fallen Outlaw, then finds the one shot onto Guck. And Ball State now already have more rounds wins in this map than they did on the entirety of Ascent.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly a crazy thing to say, but it is true. We are going to see now a full buy here on both sides. Ball State not really having a lot of those in that last matchup. God of Arcadia kind of looking to take a Outlaw here, which is definitely an interesting play. That's Virginia is going to have full shields across the board. So Gonna have to hit both of those shots to make that thing work. You're gonna see double Phantom as well from Guck and Dinks. But the rifles, I mean, every single round kind of went the way the Mountaineers there on Ascent, especially the rifle rounds. And that's gonna have to change here if Ball State wants any shot of taking Bind, which is a notorious, I mean, as of late, been a strong suit for this WVU roster.
You've got to think, based on how that first game went, that these rounds with full rifles, full util are going to favor the Mountaineers. They didn't lose a single one on Ascent, which probably is not going to repeat itself here, but obviously they're going to feel very comfortable in situations like this.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing a very slow attack coming in from the Mountaineers here, just kind of slowly making their way up A. Rebo playing over there on B, and now Fraggleton will take one down. NACE7 going down immediately. There's a big chunk of util down now for this Mountaineer roster. Don't know if Inox is going to try to get a little freaky here. Fraggleton will get traded out there. Inox takes another one down, and now a big shots coming through from every single Mountaineer player, now making it a 4v2. BSU playing on their back foot once again. BSU trying to get a little intel there. With the Prowler, now the Honk coming out as well. Not going to get any scans, though. Excite playing here with the Vandal in showers. Rebo kind of peeking out a little bit. Some shots, not really on target. Oh my goodness, VSC just kind of walking down there.
The run and gun with the Phantom is enough. Inox not to be denied now, a 3v1 here. Rebo gonna back out, try and save this Phantom for one more round. Only 1,000 credits to his name and a 1v3. Probably a wise decision here from the Viper, just trying to save that weapon. West Virginia's gonna walk out. Two Vandals and a Phantom here left. Now Rebo is going to be able to conserve that final weapon here for the side of Ball State. And now, back and forth so far, 2-2 aside. The ults here, though. Dinks has the showstopper.
Yeah, so now we're all tied up here. And a lot of ults on both sides, which is going to be, I mean, well, not a lot of ults, but important ults, may I say, on both sides. Obviously, that showstopper and the Virus Pit, like you mentioned, both having potential to really change around entirely. I mean, we've seen Dinks get, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 kills with that thing, just double satcheling in and getting super duper aggressive. We did see NACE7 going down pretty early in that last round. Didn't seem to matter in the end, and we were going to see the showstopper kind of coming in, but Brimstone has kind of smoked off everything, and he makes the wrong decision to go into showers.
There's nobody there.
Unfortunate.
He will not find anything. Fraggleton plays his life well. Now he's kind of lurking in the smoke. Is there going to be a timing here for Ball State? Oh my goodness, no, there's not. Dinks through the Viper Pit finds one. Guck finds one. Excite finds one. The shots are falling for the Mountaineers. Excite finds his second. Beast does as well, and a flawless round there for the Mountaineers. And that is with Rebo committing that Viper's Pit. And the Fatal as well.
Yeah, that was a big blunder there, I believe, for Rebo and VSC. I mean, maybe not right on the side of Rebo, trying to take down, any type of positioning they might have had there on A, but it honestly worked out in the favor of the Mountaineers, more or less, and then VSC kind of popping that, ultimate there at the end in probably a round you're just going to probably take a loss in regardless. I don't think he maybe dumped that last second ult to try to get any more value, but in the end, doesn't really go their way at all, and Ball State not finding themselves down, I believe, for the first time in this match.
Not surprised there, Rebo taking that TB to save his own life for the time being. Ball State has to be careful here. Obviously, not a ton of utility at their disposal right now in terms of weapons, but they cannot afford to let themselves get down a ton early on, just like they did last game. That's a great shot, though, from Fraggleton onto Dinks. So he does get traded out by Guck. Guck finds 2. ESC falls as well, and now Ball State a 2v4 here, and not a ton of resources to really commit to this retake, but you got to think you at least are going to have to try and find one here on your way out. Rebo gets tagged, just a sliver of HP here for the Viper. Guck holding the angle and is able to find the headshot in the last second there. And then had to make sure he was
little
dead.
teabag at the end. Guck making his presence known. Ultimate also online for him. Impress online as well for Excite. We are going to see...
We're going to see an op.
Yeah, I would say an operator going to come
here.
out, though, from God of Arcadia.
I do like this from the Waylay player. I do really like this just because of that unique mobility that she has. Just see if it can find any value. And Ball State's going to have to try and find something here.
He's playing Waylay?
He's playing, yeah, God of Arcadia.
I thought you were going to refuse to mention his name or something there. I didn't really know.
No.
I didn't know if the Waylay player was code or something. I just, you know, had to make sure. You're going to see a nice doll coming out there, and now we're going to see the orbital strike. No. Maybe you'll have to not to use it there, Gak 107. Getting a little timid, getting a little scared.
Kind of guessed wrong here. They send the op over towards Showers. There's no one in the same zip code here for the Mountaineers. But that is Dinks taking quite a bit of damage. Excite, though. The Vandal headshot versus the Phantom headshot. The difference is humongous. But now it looks like he does know that God of Arcadia is here. But he does not know that he has the op, so he's going to have to be careful here. Excite does have that Empress activated.
Yeah, Excite has a big opportunity to go absolutely massive here, but the attack is kind of on the other side. I mean, we're going to see, like, the absolute rotation coming in. Garbage K does find one, has missed the second shot, though, cannot find the second. Dinks now getting an operator of his own, making it work immediately. BSU now down to 2 players, and they're going to rotate once again. This Mountaineer roster is just on the swivel. It is now all up to VSC with a Vandal in hand. Gak 107 is going to hop down, ego play, and take the win.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was just kind of a bait play for Inox to wrap around through elbow and catch him on that surprise, but obviously Guk didn't even need it. Finds that shot immediately. 9-2 for Guk. I mean, Western is, in terms of, it really has been a great team performance in every round. Obviously, Dinks was like 7-2 for like 5 straight rounds in that first half, and now already has 9 kills here. A complete team outing right now, which is how this team looked last week, and is one of the reasons why they've been on such good form recently.
Yeah, I mean, they have been playing so well these last, this last week, and now coming into this week as well. I mean, we're seeing, every single player really step up on this roster. Nobody really having any weak links. I mean, the entire Mountaineer roster, once again, positive. Everyone playing their role to, basically perfection as of right now. Guk and Dinks finding 9 kills so far. Guk 9-2 here on Bond. The Brimstone working out in his favor. Still, I mean, not a lot of ult to the Mountaineers here. BSU does have 3 of their own. Didn't really choose to use too many in that last round, but I don't know if it's going to do enough.
I'm right there with you. They were able to find some value out of the op, but and now it did fall, and now it is back in the hands of Dinks, who has been so good with it so far in this match. West Virginia building a bit of a round 1 streak here, 4 in a row so far. As you can see from that score bug, it's not a lot of plants, it's a lot of frags for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, just kind of killing as they please. Here we are going to see a little bit of a Gecko ult coming through, but it's not going to make anything work, and a Waylay ult as well. Neither of those really finding much.
A lot of utility, though, and Dinks finds Phobos in the back. Lurk over towards Showers, so effective. Dinks find another one. And now that's A-side is completely clear right now. The Mountaineers don't know if they really know that, though. Dinks is going to do his best to clear this. He's going to south up to heaven. He might be able to find a third right here on an unsuspected Viper, and he will onto Rebo. Doing casting from the minimap.
We are. Yeah, I mean, just kind of looking at these different cones, and both players going to take the TP now. And that has alerted Dinks, who's now focusing his fire over here to this shower. And oh my goodness, Guk 107, what are you doing? Sitting here nice and tight in the smoke. The Rays ain't going to force somebody out, though, but another smoke coming down.
The nade, but just going to re-smoke it. Play this as safe as possible. Well, as safe as you can, place it up in the smoke and Showers. Dinks might get aggressive here.
Ooh. Inox, let's go down there to the Spectre from BSC, trying to get a little bit aggressive and get in the backside, and Guk does find God of Arcadia getting active over here in Showers once again, but smoke's going to go down. Bombs just kind of tick away, and VSC is going to choose to save his Vandal, as once again the economy here of BSU is an absolute shambles.
But now we're kind of back more to what we might have expected after that first map. It's going to be a very broken buy here for Ball State. They are going to have that one Vandal left over, but it's going to be a Judge, some light shields. Phobos does have his ult available, but it looks like he's going to maybe just buy a Vandal and then just play off his ult. Wouldn't be surprised. Out of Arcadia saw that Judge picking up a Guardian. It's not as bad as you might think for Ball State, but obviously 250 total credits left over after this round on the Mountaineers. Looks like they just shorted the housing market in 2008. They are absolutely filthy rich.
Yeah, I mean, they've just, one team is in the gutter here, and the other team is just lining their pockets with gold. The discrepancy is severe, and 3 players over in showers. A7 not able to get out in time, and somehow the showstopper doesn't get the kill. Dinks whipping out the shorty.
How in the world did that not find the kill?
Oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know. That is insane.
They were able to take sight, but it might not be enough. VSC finds another one up to excite. Now it's a 2v5 here. Make it a 1v4 here. Inox all by himself. He has already found an ace so far this series. God of Arcade, he gets that out back in his hands and ends this round quickly. Ball State, that is a huge round win for them, stabilizing their economy and giving themselves another chance to kind of walk out of this half, maybe 5-7, maybe even 6-6, especially on defense on bind. You got to think you need at least 5 if you want to have a chance.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is going to be huge. These next couple of rounds, they have got to try to come out of this defensive half, at least remotely close to this Mountain Rush. The best they can do right now is tie it up 6-6. I don't know if that's going to happen. They're going to have to win out these next couple because their economy still not in great hands. They are able to get a full buy this round, but if they do lose it, they are right back to where they were.
Scout destroyed.
I'll go up long, get some info, but
You know about the op, though?
they know the op's here. Doesn't look like they do, but it doesn't matter. Dinks finds a headshot. God of Arcadia falls before he can even get off a shot.
Spike
A7
down.
doesn't get taken out though. VSC. It says get back.
Maybe there's a 4v4 now once again. Taking space over on guard and on window. Kind of a split attack from the Mountaineers. We haven't really seen that too often here. It's just going to be Excite though over by Showers. And Inox finds one on the Rebo. And now the smoke's coming on down. An explosive take VSC. Can he get that? No, the shorty takes him down. Dinks now getting this plant. A 3v2 for the Mountaineers.
That was a great job by Excite, just holding those last 2 Ball State players over towards A with his U-turn. I think I'm a little bit late to this rotate. Looks like they're just going to flood immediately out of main, though. I don't know if I was going to expect this, but it does now. Dinks gets the information, finds a kill, and then Guck takes out the unsuspecting Fraggleton. Western hits 7 so far in this first half.
Yeah, that was a much needed win there for Ball State, but they are not able to come out on top, and they are able to kind of scrounge together a very, I wouldn't call it a broken buy because they do have 4 rifles, but, not full necessarily, but 3-7 here. If they can able to maybe take this and take another one and make it 5-7, that'll be a very winnable game for them. Not as dominant as I guess that last series was there on Ascent, but still not looking good.
Not looking good at all right now if you're Ball State. Dire straits right now as they are going to need to find success in these last 3 rounds. Or sorry, last 2 rounds in this half. Who will it be? Who will step up for Ball State? It will not be God of Arcadia. He falls early. Stuck with the opening pick. West Virginia might just be looking to commit off this. They do still have Inox lurking over towards A. Jason falls once again to VSC. Finds the information on the Phobus. And finds the headshot through the wall. That's his second kill of the round. VSC, though, picks up his second.
VSC coming in
Now it's all even.
humongously
Finds a
clutch.
third.
Oh, no.
Guck finds a third. The Inox. The Viper Pit goes on
Spike down.
at A site, but the bomb is down in Showers. Fraggleton. The last line of defense for right now. Before VSC can rotate all the way back. He's using a lot of utility to stall here, playing this pretty smart.
Yeah, they might see the flank coming through. It's not going to matter if Fraggleton will win that gunfight. Taking down Inox, and what a round there for VSC. Taking down 3 Mountaineers over on that A site. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Or excuse me, on that B site. Just crazy work.
But no ults for the side of Ball State. And 2 very consequential ults here for the side of the Mountaineers. 2 ults that can definitely pick up an unsuspecting kill and secure this final round of the half. Obviously, no expenses. All expenses will be paid here on this last round before the swap. And it's another huge round for Ball State. Just give themselves the confidence that they are able to come back and take this map, force a decider back on Lotus, and it's going to be Dinks getting active immediately. Is he going to find... Do we find one? There's lots of damage to the other, but not able to find it. Excite, though, finds Rebo. Inox finishes off the kill of God of Arcadia. They know where VSC is. Back in showers. He's going to have to find one, and he does. Finds one of the Inox. It's going to have to be some more VSC heroics if Ball State needs a chance. Fraggleton, though, finds one at A77. Oh, but is he going to check this? No, he's not. Not the perfect angle there for VSC. Guck finds him, and now a 2v1 here. Fraggleton half HP. And Guck finds it once again. Mountaineers take 8 on attack. And now they're set up very pretty, especially with how Bind has typically performed. The defending team oftentimes having the advantage to win 8 on your attack here. It's a good showing.
Yeah, I mean, a very good showing once again. I mean, Bind notoriously, I would say, maybe a bit defender-sided, I guess you could, call it. I mean,
I would probably agree.
It can kind of go either way depending on the performances we are seeing here. But notoriously, if both teams are even strength, defense will win more times than not. But this is a very crucial pistol round for the Mountaineers. They did not win the first one there on attack, and it kind of, trickled another round there later in round 3. But if they're able to come out on top of this one, that could be a straight stretch to a map 2 victory.
Absolutely. Ball State really has no room for error now. You gotta think that even just losing this pistol could be disastrous for them. Rebo does find the first kill though of this half on to Excite. The early returns looking better for the Cardinals. Inox with the Sheriff, so deadly. We've known this to be true, and he keeps on proving it. Finds the equalizer there on the God of Arcadia, but Ball State's going to be able to flood on the site here with that close smoke, get that bomb down. So in the 4v4 post plant, and this is an interesting lurk here over from Rebo. He's going to come wrap on all the way through defender side spawn. This could be disastrous for the Mountaineers if they aren't able to check this. A77 does find one on the Phobos.
There's now 2 Garden players. Inox taking one down once again with the Sheriff, and now it's a 2v3. VSS finding one. Inox again, another headshot with the Sheriff. Can he make it 4? No, Dink steals it in time. But that is a humongous pistol win for the Mountaineers. Inox, once again, was kind of near that bottom of the leaderboard there, but now climbing his way back up with the Sheriff, always deadly in his hands. The Cowboy strikes again.
I think that flank from Rebo is good in theory, but he just took
so long
to get over there. But by the time he was actually able to fight, obviously, he was walking the whole time, so he wouldn't be heard. But at the same time, if you get there and all of a sudden all your teammates are dead, it doesn't do you any good. So, good idea, poor execution from Ball State, and that's going to end up costing them that pistol round. Now, it is another anti-eco, though, which has not been a favorable round for either of these teams so far in this match. And Ball State is going to be forcing up a whole lot of stingers.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a crucial round for them to try to win here. And us, the Guardian now trying to come on through, and the Hinder will get 2. Guck and Excite both going down over in showers with the Outlaw here now in the hands of Dinks. They can find some value with it. It could be huge. You're going to see Rebo kind of walking out now.
And it's pretty safe. Inox on this flank does find the timing from VSC, but VSC is still very wary. Watching his back. Still trying to lurk up here. Can he find 1 or 2 here? And he does on the VSC. Inox finds a headshot once again with that Sheriff. But it's another wraparound from Rebo, and Inox is going to have no idea here. Inox does find 3, though, with the Sheriff. Absolutely unbelievable, but Rebo, that flank does come through, but now it's a 1v1.
He does
versus Rebo. Such an important round. Rebo already so low, though. Gonna rotate over towards showers. Dinks has no idea. Dinks has no idea. But Rebo misses.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Rebo had the chance there, but another poorly timed whiff from Ball State. Dinks had no idea he wrapped the showers. It was such a smart play. He wasn't able to capitalize on it. And now West Virginia, Ball State has so little money. They're going to try and force whatever they can because they kind of have to at this point. Some Sheriffs, some Spectres, a Vandal, a Phantom, and a Bulldog. But that is such a bad beat for Ball State.
Yeah, that was a pretty needed anti-eco win there, or I guess eco in there for them, but not able to pull it off in the end. They had the timing down, but cards were just not in their favor. Now making it 10-4. This has been a very close 10-4. Phobos with a huge swing onto Excite. Able to take him down and now swinging on and getting Guck. That is both Shower players going down. Once again, Phobos on an absolute tear on the A site. VSC takes down 8-7, and now BSU somehow crawling back in. Phobos, the tip of the spear. Can he go for 4? It's all up to Inox here now in the back of his spawn. Phobos. He's been a man on an absolute tear right now.
3 Ball State players here now chasing Alex back to the spawn. He's able to find 1, find 2, but Phobos finds his 4th kill of the round. Ball State needed someone to step up, and Phobos answered the call. Absolutely massive round. Now it's going to be West Virginia taking a timeout and a little bit of kind of some financial trouble for the first time so far this match. 20-9 from Dinks, however. An absolute tear. That round from Phobos doubled his kills in 1 round, and what a time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that has sadly been a kind of a classic tale these past couple of rounds where both Shower players is going to go down early, Excite and Guck. Just not able to kind of wait off that attack from Ball State both times now, and it allows Ball State to get early access into A side and take over and take a lot of space. This time, though, able to work in their favor. That is a must-win round for Ball State there. A round that, like you said, somebody had to step up. Phobos able to be that player there with the Vandal, the hero plays coming in from him.
Just we needed at a time like that. Ice in his veins is Phobos, but obviously Ball State still has a lot of work to do. Now, what is West Virginia going to do after this timeout? Using a timeout before a round like this, you don't have a ton of resources. I'm not going to have a ton of weapons at your disposal, so I'd be interested to see, maybe get a little bit creative here from the side of the Mountaineers.
Yeah, I think that that timeout could have been more of like an icing the kicker.
Triple stack on long, sorry.
For you, hermanita.
Maybe take TP? If they take TP at the right time here, it could be a disaster for Ball State, who's looking like they're going to... You're up and all the way towards Showers. Looks like that might just be the plan here for Excite.
We are going to see a lot of shares on the side here. The Mountaineers, we're going to see maybe something coming through. No, the teleports are not working. And oh my goodness, an absolute bloodbath in Showers once again. All 4 Mountaineer players going to go down there and is now all up to the lonesome Inox. If there's one man I want on my roster by himself with a Sheriff, it's Inox.
Spike planted.
I think the plan had definitely some good merits, but obviously Ball State read it like a book. There was no chance for the Mountaineers at all to kind of escape out of that one. Very well played there, and now Ball State in all likelihood is going to get the 6. Inox is able to find 1. Out of Arcadia Punch, third of the round. All of a sudden, that deficit inching its way down.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of big ults here for the Mountaineers. We're going to see that Viper's pick, going to see that Seeker as well. I mean, these could come in big a lot of times. Those type of ults do confirm at least one good round.
Thinks spending his well-earned cash here on that op. Once more, we've seen how good it's been in his hand so far this round. And as you mentioned, the Viper's Pit, the Sky ult. Obviously 2 off that showstopper from Dinks once again. And Excite as well, only 2 off of his Empress. A lot of resources here available towards the Mountaineers in these next 2 rounds. If they can find a way to capitalize.
Yeah, we're seeing that 100% now come out here from Inox, which might come in favor as there is a lot of Ball State pressure here on this B site. Wall is going to come down. BSU might elect to just kind of rotate away from this Viper's Pit right into the hands of Guck and Dinks, that operator playing here. Rebo, does he know? Dinks kind of aiming down, and he hits the shot. Rebo will fall. So now the choice here for BSU, do you walk into the operator or do you walk into the Viper's Pit? They are choosing the first one.
Oh man, that's another first blood kill.
Never mind, the Viper's Pit now is down. And the rotation coming in. Guck finding 3. Are you serious?
It's a disaster for Ball State. Guck finds 2. The spike is down. And he's just going to find the 4th. Dinks opens it up, and Guck, the 4 final kills of that round, all from the Brimstone. And I mean, It is another opening pick from Dink to that op, which I feel like every single time we see that happen, it's almost an instant round one for the Mountaineers. Obviously, this time came with a little bit of more heroics from Guck, but just the momentum that brings. Seems like every time he swings this with this op, he's able to find one. Guck 20-8, Dink's 21-10. Kind of been a little bit of a tag team matchup here. West Virginia's able to trying to find the closest out. Oh my goodness! Dinks finds 2 with the ult. Gets taken out, but doesn't even matter. Guck rips his ult of his own, finds one, but gets taken out. No, 3-2 for the Mountaineers. And now it's Excite with the operator sitting over here in showers. And he's going to find one. Phobos doesn't know it hit him. Does have the ult available, but he's not going to use it. Choosing to save it for potentially that final round next time, and it's going to be a 1v3 here for Rebo.
Yeah, and Rebo's going to have to try to pull some heroics off. A lot of times you might just want to save the Vandal or save the Phantom, play safe, but if you lose this round, it's match point. So you got to try to do something here, try to pull off a miracle. Playing very safe. He realizes his Mountaineer team likes to lurk up pretty commonly, but as we're seeing here, they're kind of just playing passive. Inox is by himself over on this B side, kind of waiting for their teleporter, waiting for a comm by his teammates, ready to get the pinch. Rebo now electing to walk slowly over onto A site, which is the favored defensive spot here for the Mountaineers. The op waiting, lingering in lamps. Wall will go up to try to aid maybe his walk up here. Only 18 seconds left though. He's gonna have to try to go for a plant. A nice smoke there.
Would be nice for the money here if he's able to get it down. And he will. Can he find a kill or two here on his way out? Maybe some heroics here from Rebo. Through, but he runs out of bullets. A77 finds that final kill. West Virginia is going to get to 12. Ball State now in a do-or-die situation every single round for the rest of this game. They need 6 in a row here. They do get the plant money. Very notable that they do get the plant money. They do have 4 ults to their name, everything except for that Gecko ult. And it's going to be attacker side timeout here once again from Ball State. So what needs to happen here for Ball State to find a way to get back into this?
I mean, they've got to maybe the rounds they have won here on attack. They've got their footing early. You know, they've gotten shower control. They've gotten garden control, and they're able to explode out on site. A lot of times when they do end up losing these is when they stagnate. They play it slow. I've kind of liked when they just explode out on the site. Get a kill or two and just keep it pushing. Keep that W key pressed in at all times. Those fast-paced plays have worked out in their favor time and time again, but when they try to slow it down, the Mountaineer roster just kind of smothers them in pressure. And we're seeing it there once again. I mean, obviously we had some heroics there by Dinks in that round, Guck in the last one before it. But when you're 1 round away from losing here, you've got to think you're at the top of your game.
I do agree that they have not really shown that ability so far, this match, to come back in those 4v2 scenarios, 3v1 scenarios. So it's going to have to be early perfection for Ball State. Cannot let themselves get too down on players. Obviously cannot. It's also super important to not die with an ult available.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, that 4 ultimates in the pockets right now. I'm surprised they haven't used them earlier. I mean, they have had these for so long, it feels like. Especially the Waylay and the Clove. I mean, when you're down this many rounds, you've got to use the ults when you can and just try to scrape something together and then try to build back up those ult orbs.
I feel like the only real win here for Ball State is winning this round and only using 2 of their ults. If they win and they used all 4 ults, West Virginia's going to take that 10 times out of 10. Because the ult count is just going to swing so farly in that favor. And that's already 2 ults out from Ball State. The Fade ult, the Waylay ult, already expended. He's going to find one that the Empress going to be popped for sight. 5v3 here. Phobos going to pop his ult. BSC finds one on Inox. West Virginia's trying to flood back onto site. Dinks finds one with the Optic. Site falls. But now 3v3 here. Ball State's all the way back into this round, but Guck finds the headshot on the Rebo. Another trade though. Fraggleton finds one. Finds 2 from Fraggleton. Guck in a 1v1 here. A 1v1 to steal the match. He's going to be able to get half. He's going to try and stick at this whole thing. Oh my goodness. Yes, he is, but he doesn't get it in time. 0.2 seconds off. VSC comes in humongous for Ball State, and they're able to live, but they did use all 4 ults. Obviously, though, at the end, you expected they kind of had to.
Yeah, that one was getting a little bit too close for comfort there. Guck, I mean, literally 0.2 seconds off winning that game. I think the stick there was the right play to make. VSC, though, trying to be the hero, and he is. And once again here, BSU, though, in a tough scenario. I mean, an operator in the hands of Dinks, 4 rifles here, not a lot of ults to work with, and all it takes is one messed up round.
I still think, though, if you're the Mountaineers and you force out 4 ults in 1 round here from Ball State, you're still going to take that. Obviously, they were able to kind of build up that Gecko ult from Fraggleton just off of Pixie was able to get that round, but Australia now in firm control of the ult economy. Even though they don't have any themselves, they're much closer to theirs, obviously. 0 of 8, 1 of 8, 1 of 8, 0 of 9, Ball State. It's going to be a much slower approach here towards this A side, but it's a 4 stack on A for the Mountaineers. If they commit to this, this could be disastrous, especially with this operator on Dinks in heaven.
I see a slow walk over here on the lamps. That's 2 Ball State players now trying to take control. This is what they've been doing kind of well here. Rebo able to get inside. Excite finding 2 with the goal. Oh my goodness. Both Tower players now down. Another Phantom coming in from A67 now. A 3v2. Ball State in a dire situation. The operator still up and kicking.
Absolutely, but Fraggleton finds that ever crucial pick on the Dinks. No more op in play for the Mountaineers than a 2v2 here, but just 25 seconds left. It's just A77 now. A 1v2. Ball State has another chance here to stay alive. 20 seconds here. Smoke dissipates, but A77 finds 1. It's a 1v1 now. Another 1v1 for the Mountaineers to send this match home. And it's just Fraggleton, A77. All that stand, and Fraggleton finds the headshot. Ball State survives again to get to 8.
They will find that plant money there at the end as well. I mean, that is a humongous win there. And the Mountaineers forced to play with pistols. Only 4 rounds away from taking this into overtime. What a crucial round win there. Back to back. You had the 0.2 second win earlier. Then you had, I mean, that one, Dinks, or not, sorry, not Dinks, Excite able to find 2 in showers. You'd think, all right, that's the push. It's dead. It's over. But no, they crawl back in. Dinks going down early in heaven in that 3v3 or 3v2 was crucial to that round win there. I mean, that op stays alive, and Rebo finds one there on a Guck trying to get a little aggressive. Doesn't work in his favor. Now it's a 5v4 for Ball State.
It's not working in his favor at all. Australia one thing, finds themselves down a player. Ball State has come alive these last few rounds. It looks like they're going to get their pick and then regroup here. All Ball State players heading back towards spawn for the time being. Meet up in A short. Look at that angle there from Rebo. Playing off of that, playing super passive. Playing for that swing from showers, but it doesn't look like it's going to come for the time being. Excite's going to get a little bit more aggressive here. Looking up into showers, playing off of that sky flash to the TP. Now here comes the sky haunt. The fade haunt, sorry.
Able to deny that plant there. Ding kind of messing up the nade, but it's not going to... Uh-oh. No way.
Oh my god. No!
He misses!
Oh my goodness! Oh, what has happened for my beloved Inox? But Dinks finds 2 and Excite finds 1 as well. Now it's a 1v2 here. He does know the guy's in shower, but Rebo finds the headshot. Oh, my glorious king, Inox.
I think he got a little bit too concerned with the second kill there. Too much sauce on the plate. His eyes a little bit bigger than his belly.
Wiser words have never been spoken. Now that's Ball State now winning this half so far. 5-4. They are obviously still at the brink of destruction here. Western is still sitting at 12, but they are able to close all the way back to 9. We talked about the importance of Ball State saying kind of ahead on the player kind of early in these rounds, and they've been able to do it. They've not had to kind of dig themselves out of many 2 holes, which is obviously what they struggled to do so far in this match. The jiggle peek though from Inox. Can I get aggressive here? Maybe. Yeah, I think that smoke. And the ode not to Excite. With on the Reyna this time too.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a crazy combination there, especially for a player like Excite. Dinks does have that operator back in his pocket. Rebo all alone over here on A site. It's just Excite trying to spray through the smoke there at the Odin. Painting a little picture here on the wall. Rebo is able to walk up, though. I don't know if Excite is necessarily expected that. He knows he's around here somewhere, but does he expect the walk up? He looks like he kind of does, maybe in the lamps, though. They're slow push here from Ball State. They're able to rotate over now onto A. Kind of got the comms. That is probably the weaker side, but Inks is still here with the operator. If he can maybe go big, it could be huge, but no, Rebo takes out Excite, and the operator shot does not fall. That one does, though. Dinks taking out one. A 4v3 for Ball State. The teleport's coming in.
Seconds left.
Dinks, you need to go big here.
Oh my
the
goodness,
shorty!
Dinks! That is absolutely insane. Such a crucial kill, though, for the Mountaineers. But VSC answers once again. Guck falls. And the Mountaineers are once again a 2v3 here. Down on players. Location revealed. Onto A77. Dinks still has this op. So dangerous with it, but Ball State just playing time, playing their lives. They know that they have to get this defused, and that clock is ticking. They are in no rush, but Dinks finds one, and it's going to be a save from the Mountaineers. It's just third of the round. They're trying to save that operator, and now Ball State gets to 10. Ball State has made this a game once again.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely insane right now, but Dinks does have that operator still, and that showstopper also online. So I do kind of like that save for the Mountaineers there. They still have 2 more rounds to give. They only need 1. But it's getting closer and closer, and the rest of this Mountaineer squad is on not a great buy.
Not a great buy at all. What a combination, though. An op, a judge, a sheriff, a guardian, and a vandal. They do have both duelist ults here. But you got to think, of all the guns you can use with that Reyna ult, the guardian is not one I'd have super high on that list.
Yeah, me neither, if I'm going to be quite honest. But this operator has got to go big here from Dinks. They need a hero play. Dinks pulled off some immaculate ones in that last round, but it was not enough. Found 3, one of those being an extravagant shorty play. Never seen anything quite like that in my life, just jumping on over and raining death from above.
4 players stacking over there on showers. It's kind of been a fight for A for the entire half, and then the 2 Vipers over just lurking on B. Just trying to find each other. It's been a 4v4 and a 1v1.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Dinks is still here, though. He has not been spotted. Now he has. Darlington finds one, and the Gecko ult finds him. Dinks probably going to be safe for the time being. Fraggle gets too aggressive and falls to Excite. Headshot with the Guardian, and now Inox wins the Viper duel. But he's going to run right into 2 Ball State players. God of Arcadia gets the trade, and now Ball State for the first time in a couple rounds is down on players. Excite makes it worse. A 4v2 here, a 4v1. Dinks with a showstopper. That might be the nail in the coffin. The Empress comes out from Excite, and it's just VSC. He's played an amazing map so far. This might just be too much for him to handle. A 4v1 to keep Ball State's chance. Sending this into overtime. In just 15 seconds. And then you got to think they know where he is. And Dinks, the nail in the coffin, the final op shot onto VSC. And the Mountaineers do take the sweep, although that bind map certainly got interested in there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Ball State almost able to kind of crawl back in there, but they're not able to in the end, and Mountaineers able to kind of lock in this last couple and take it on. Dinks dropping a 30 bomb. My goodness.
A classic Dinks performance there. 30. And a lot of op kills. We haven't seen the op too much this season, but when it comes out, it's out. It is out. It is impactful. Dinks made his presence known for that entire game. So, but West Virginia gets the job done. 2 versus Ball State. What we both thought was going to happen. So now, obviously, next week, Cumberland, a huge match in terms of playoff seeding, the last regular season match in NACE play. They had to get this win, and they did.
They did. Yeah, I mean, that was a crucial win there. And now going into next week, you have some momentum. You just 2-0 Ball State. Hopefully going into Cumberland, you'll win. You know, you'll take it out.
Hopefully. It's obviously the last kind of regular season NACE play before playoffs, as I just said. They do still have 2 more games in Division I, I believe, against Winthrop and Ohio State. So especially that Winthrop game will be a good litmus test for where this team is post all of these big changes.
Yep.
But that is going to be it for us. It for us for this week. Obviously, next week we have a huge week.
A lot of Rocket League.
4 Rocket League matches. Our very last Valorant match. We are not going to be able to get another COD match, unfortunately, because of the scheduling conflicts with Valorant. But it's still going to be a pretty big week for us next week.
Yeah, 100%. But we will see you on Monday for main roster Rocket League. So we will catch you guys then.